Do you know that there was no border in Africa before 1884, the date of the Berlin Conference? At this conference, all the European colonial powers sitting in Europe divided Africa.
Our conference has reached the end of this work. I am happy that a complete expectation has been established on all the points of the program which had been submitted to us.
This was done by drawing straight lines on African maps and assigning different African regions to existing colonial powers. This is how Africa acquired the borders it has today, with its borders which were created by the Europeans using the policy of divide and rule. This means that as long as borders exist, Europe will continue to exploit African countries because they are divided. However, Julius Malema, the bold South African parliamentarian, has just explained why Europe does not want the borders to stop in Africa. He criticized African leaders for their stupidity in following European ideas. You should know that Julius Malema is a pan-African. He believes that Africa can only become powerful and developed if all of Africa's internal borders are removed.
It's imaginary. It's the colonizers dividing us and making us to hate each other. For no reason. They will never come. Faith, Gauteng is more richer than Limpopo. The Limpopo people are poor. It's the poorest province. They are there. If that logic works, it doesn't have to start with a Nigerian who has to take so many flights to arrive here. If the poor are going to come if there are no borders and go where there are more opportunities, why about Limpopo abandon Limpopo? There's too many opportunities here. It's not true. No one will ever leave their home for that reason. But secondly, it's not the EFF that has always made Africans to come together. This city you are sitting in, it was built by the sweat and the hard work of all Africans, Mozambicans, Malawians, all of them. This mine that I told you that the anchor of the South African economy is mining complex. These mines that are supporting our economy have always been mined by Africans without the EFF being formed. That's why the language Fanagalo was developed, because Africans have always been together. Le gaufile tlore malema ke ena tleng ka Fanagalo ke ikreile namu ke ikreile Fanagalo, which is a clear demonstration that Africans have always been together. There's never been a point where Africans have never been together. Le tswere gate auna fence unoba gate fela mo Lesotho mo Swaziland mo Mozambique mo. There's no fence. Our people are already interacting, as it were.
At the heart of Malema's vision is the ambition for a unified Africa free from the legacy of colonialism. He passionately advocates for a single African market and currency, encouraging economic collaboration to leverage regional strength and increase global bargaining power. And for those who accuse other Africans of doing work that should be theirs for derisory wages, Malema gives his opinion.
These people that we are saying are taking our jobs and economic opportunities, Faith, let's line up the buses now and put them into the buses and let them go. Will still be poor. Actually more poorer without them, especially you, the black elite, because it is you who have hired these people into your houses. So it's not true that when they leave, you'll get jobs. They do not own these people that you're talking about. They do not own the means of production. They don't own the land. They don't own the banks. They don't own the financial sector. They don't own monopoly industries, which is what should create jobs, not what you are talking about. Na ke tlo le motho wa Zimbabwe re lwela ba security. But me and a Zimbabwean must fight over being a security guard. Why should we fight over that? Why are you not saying let's all mobilize each other? And I never said South Africans are xenophobic in all of my articulation. I'm saying this thing is imaginary because South Africans coexist with these people. They don't have a problem. But let me make the last point. Yeah, in Alexander, Dudula goes and remove those foreigners, all of them who are selling tomatoes in some open space there. They remove them completely successfully. They go. Not a single South African went to occupy that space where they were selling. As a result, Alexander people started complaining on South Africans didn't go and sell at that land. And it's just that, we say these things here, Buvuyane and Lebu Snow, they don't record them so that they, during your spare time, they must say, Faith, you like reading, you like researching, you like being exposed to these things. Now, Dudula has moved people here. This is what they were doing. Let's make an observation and see what's going to happen in a week's time. If indeed these people have taken anything from South Africans, let's go and see what will happen in a week's time. Nothing will happen. If anything, those people are going to come back, they are going to be received, and our people are going to buy from those people.
Malema argues that Africa's abundant natural wealth should be a blessing, not a curse, for its people.